Hi there, and welcome to a new video for Altenew. My name is Natalie, and I am super excited to share some of the projects that I created for this August 2018 Guest Designer Spot. I was super excited when Altenew asked if I would like to be the designer because I'm a fan of Altenew products. I actually own quite a bit of them. And this particular layout, it was all inspired by the leaf canopy stamp. I love the stamp. As soon as it came out, it was one of the first things I actually jumped to buy from the, I believe it's the June release. So what I'm doing right now, what I did off camera, sorry, is I used moss ink from the Altenew collection and the outline of the stamp just to create, if you're gonna see just the tips of where I'm gonna place some of the leaves, just to give me an idea where, how far to use the mixed media. Now I am using heavy cardstock. This is 140 pounds. This is from Vicky Beauty and it's a smooth white cardstock. And it's because I'm gonna add quite a bit of mixed media to it and I don't want buckle in the background. So my idea is to create all this greenery behind the leaves. And for that, I am gonna bring actually quite a few of the green tones of the Altenew inks. I am using bamboo, forest glades, parrot, and olive just to create, like I mentioned, a piece of a tree or some shrubs. And all I did is stamp the inks on some plastic, add a little bit of water just to create the liquidy ink, I don't know, watercolor look. And I just used some splatters on the page and then use the plastic just to move the splatters around and give me that watercolor look. I am okay if the colors mix and there's a different tones of green. That's what I was going for. I'm trying to mimic a picture, and I have this picture from the latest vacation we took to Ecuador of a butterfly that just perched upon some leaves while we're walking in a park, and it was so beautiful. Sorry that I had to just photograph it, and actually I'm gonna use the picture for this. Now, until the background dry, I'm going to take advantage of, again, the outline of the leaf canopy, and I'm going to use moss ink to stamp them onto vellum. And I'm doing this because I have this idea of embossing them. I want to have the softness of the vellum and just the outline as the leaves coming off the tree or the shrubbery, whichever way you want to look at it. But I want that softness to mingle with the background. It's gonna soften the background if you think it's really loud. I think it's great. I love color, and it's gonna bring the definition. I'm just using the outline stamp for this, but it's gonna bring the definition of the leaves to pop them off the page. You're gonna see in a little bit. And all I'm doing is, since I stamped the ink onto vellum, it actually stays wet for a little while, so I'm taking advantage of that and using just clear embossing powder and to have the color pop. So I will need to add color embossing powder. It's just the ink underneath is gonna do the work for me. Now the only thing is I forgot to buy the die for this stamp set, so I had to fussy cut all the leaves. And but I love fussy cutting. It's therapeutic. And as you're gonna see right now, once I had that done, I just have an idea what I'm gonna do. I am actually gonna use forest glade and one of the field stamps where they've just to add some background onto the layout. And I want that because, like I said, I'm thinking about dimension. I'm thinking about adding shades and shadows behind the vellum leaves. And you're gonna see that I actually I'm not gonna see that I'm very detailed when it came to the stamping, because it's gonna be just like shadows. I don't want it to be permanent. I want it to be in the background. So I'm working on background at the same time that I'm gluing just the leaves. And you're gonna see that the leaves that I had it stamped before I added the mixed media is sort of a guide for me to where I want to place some of the leaves. Now, like I said, I played for a while with the leaves. I just wanted to have, like I said, something that looked very like a shrub, like a branch of a tree coming up, because I have the picture that I have has a butterfly like perch on some leaves, so I wanted to mimic that. Now I was given the reflection kit by Altenew, which is gorgeous, and I love these frames, resin frames that came in the kit. So I'm taking advantage of the rectangular one just to frame the picture. This one is gonna bring the emphasis to the picture, and it's not gonna get lost in all the shrubbery that I created. Now, once I had that done, and you saw me that I glued the picture straight into the resin frame, and then just gonna fussy cut around it. Now I am using frayed leaf and forest glades just to stamp a few more of the leaves, sorry, onto the background. I want that darker shades of the shadows, just because the colors in the picture are a little bit darker, and I think you need to add a little bit of depth into this layer. So all I'm doing is lifting a little bit of the leaves, just the tips, and adding some of the darker shade of green. And that's pretty much it for my background. I'm gonna go right ahead and start actually gluing the picture onto the layout. And I use a lot of double-sided tape, very strong tape, to make sure that it didn't move. Now it comes to embellishing, and the first thing I wanted to do is bring some of the butterflies. So I have the Dream Big stamp and die set, and I'm gonna use it to create a few butterflies for this layout. And for this, I used Sunkissed, Citrus Burst, and Buttercream, just to create a combination of two butterflies. And then I used the same colors in my attempt to mirror an image of a butterfly. And I did not use that on camera because it's after I took the picture, I realized that I needed to bring an extra butterfly just to complete my visual triangle. So I follow one of Jennifer Maguire's videos on how to mirror stamped the butterfly, and actually worked. I still have to have more practice, but you know what? I was very happy with it. And as you can see, I actually cut and stamped the picture in white cardstock because I wanted all that whiteness to come out through. And that's about it. You're gonna see that once I have them ready, I'm actually gonna use them, a little bit of foam adhesive behind them, to prop them onto the layout. I want them to be kind of floating on the layout. I want them to be like mid-air. Then it's gonna give me the shadow, and it's gonna bring the attention to the butterfly. And I'm gonna position them in a way that they create a triangle and bring attention throughout the entire layout. Now, to create this title, I'm using one of the acetate words that came in the reflection kit, and the word was beautiful. And my idea was to add the hello beautiful. So I'm using the hello mini set, and I'm actually gonna use evergreen ink from Altenew to stamp the title hello. I did not want to make it black. I wanted to bring more of that green. So I'm using, like I said, evergreen, and I just stamped the hello right above where the beautiful acetate piece is at. After that, you're gonna see that I'm actually gonna bring quite a few details. And the first thing I did is add a date with the rotary stamp that comes in the kit. And then I'm gonna add my lines of journal. And then I'm gonna take advantage of the charm stamp set, to add some of the sentiments around the page. First of all, I stamped one of the arrows, and I'm using all jet black ink from Altenew for this. One of the arrows below the beautiful word. And then I'm gonna use some of the sentiments in the stamp set, just to add some hearts and the words love this and best day. And then also I use the stamp that comes included in the reflections kit to add just a few more details. That's pretty much it. After that, what I did is I added some gold details using some gold ink. So I think it's Heidi Swap color shine that I used. And that's pretty much it. Is after I put everything together here, like you're gonna see that I bring some details from the Altenew kit, just some hearts, a little fun words. After I finished doing this, I was about to photograph it, and I realized that I needed an extra butterfly. And my idea was to bring a butterfly right where the hello is. That's gonna complete my triangle and bring attention to everything. Now, once I had finished this, I realized that the mixed media is really heavy. Well, it is really heavy on top, and I need to balance that. So what I'm gonna do is trim about a half an inch of the bottom and left-hand side of the page, and then create a frame from one of the papers in the Altenew Reflections collection, and then just frame the bottom part of the page so that they balance the colors together. And that's pretty much it. Love how this turned out. It did take some while to construct just because of the mixed media, but love it. I used quite a few stamps, but I think the shining star of this layout is the leaf canopy stamp, and I love it. One of my favorites. I love the Altenew flowers, but butterflies and those leaves are so perfect for this layout. And super simple after that to construct. The construction of the layout in itself is simple, but the mixed media and the leaves are actually think the star of this layout. And if you have any questions on how this came together, please don't hesitate to contact me. I love working with the products and mixed media, and I think the stamps work perfect for what I had in mind. Thank you so much for joining me. You're gonna see a couple more of the close-ups coming up, and I hope you join me in a few more videos coming up of a few more ideas of how to use the Altenew products into really fun and different formats of documenting. Thank you much for joining me today. Take care.